Former presidential candidate Andrew Yang has now thrown his hat in the ring for mayor of New York City. But during a recent campaign stop at a Brooklyn church, he got into a little hot water for cussing in front of the congregation. Now, speaking at St. Anne's Church about his experience moving to New York as a 20-year-old law student, Yang said, quote, "I didn't know blank." And while his supporters didn't seem to mind his loose lips, others on Twitter thought it was disrespectful to use foul language in a place of prayer. So, ladies, what do you think about cursing in the church? Adrian, take it away.
Yeah.
Ooh, no.
Lead us on this one.
I feel, okay, this is how I really feel. I feel like this can happen. Guys, first of all, Andrew Yang is not a pastor. He's not a preacher. He is a politician running for mayor. So let's start there. I've actually seen actual pastors who have slipped up and either said like ass or other words like that on the pulpit. It has happened. Okay, so I feel like, I believe he apologized. So I believe he said he was sorry. He obviously slipped up. It was not intentional. I feel like we are not only in a house of prayer, we're in a house of forgiveness. So I think he should be forgiven.
I like him.
Yeah, that's true.
Him.
Ephesians 5:4 says
think he did it
no
on
filthy
purpose.
language. So that's the reason. I mean, I think that's
I just
why a
don't
lot
think
of
he
people
did it on
were
purpose.
upset. No, he didn't do it on purpose. But
Yeah.
people, if you are, a very religious person, I can see why it got people upset because it just
For
seems so
sure.
off the cuff. So as long as
For
you
sure.
apologize, because I've had sinful thoughts while in church, and I'd be like, "Oh Lord," because I'd be thinking God gonna strike me down. So, but the whole thing is to make sure. But he needs to be careful if he's going to be a politician. He needs to be careful because you're gonna lose votes that way. So I would say just be careful.
Yeah. Crazy enough,
I don't
Israel
know, you
actually
guys,
led
this is
worship at CCC, and Andrew Yang spoke there as well. It's the same place where DMX had his funeral. And Israel was like, his speech was so impassioned. He was like, he literally left and called me. He's like, Andrew Yang was here. I think we should vote for this guy. He's like, he was great. So he actually had been to several churches that week, and he was phenomenal. It was one slip up. He obviously
He just
should
felt
again.
comfortable.
He was impassioned, but I do agree with you, Lonnie. If you're going to be going into places like this, you should become prepared and pull it together as best you can.
What world are we living in, you guys?
That's
He
crazy.
said the
I
S
know.
word. That's not a big deal.
can't.
Yes, it wasn't a service, so I don't think he should be in trouble for that. But we're living in the modern world. I mean, people go to church on Sundays and pretend everything is perfect in their life, and then they go out and they do crazy stuff. He said the S word. I don't think that's a big deal. I like Andrew Yang. He's fresh. He's a breath of fresh air, and I hope he becomes mayor of
He's
New
great.
York.
Yes, I think it's
Ephesians
crazy
5:4.
I think it's crazy that we even have
to.
to think about giving the man forgiveness. Like he deserves our forgiveness. Like we all know his
they
heart. Like
did.
he came there,
Yeah,
so
but-
I know, but
But you can't be going up in
lot.
places of a house of
Yeah,
worship
in
just
worship.
thinking you could say anything.
yeah,
I
but
do
you're not
think-
also going to go.
I agree with that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I
but
agree,
that's all
but
I'm
I think
saying.
it was a slip
don't take
up.
it out of context.
It was
Look at what he
definitely
did.
a slip
Right.
up.
Yeah.
No,
when you look at
we
his
said
context,
that.
he
The
Exactly.
people, the
yeah.
religious people, they take their religion seriously. So
They
it's
do.
like
They do. I totally
they
get
was
it.
they was hot on Twitter. They was on him.
Oh, they were hot.
Actor Will Smith has given a new meaning to Big Willie style. Will recently took to Instagram to celebrate the fact that he's in, quote, the worst shape of my life. And people are finding it super relatable. In fact, many celebrity men are started to have the Big Willie challenge, like Marlon Wayans, Anthony Anderson, and Faison Love.
Nice.
Now, Will did say, however, that he's now dedicated to getting back in shape, and that means no more midnight muffins. So, ladies, what do you think of these men embracing their pandemic pounds?
I love this so hard.
Yes.
I love this so hard. Could you guys imagine? Would women ever do this? I would love. We have women that come out and bear it all, whether it's Ashley Graham to Lizzo, but you don't see it starting a wave of women going, you know what? I don't care if I have roles here. I don't care. Like, we don't. I love this.
Maybe
It's so
I should
freeing.
start it. Maybe I
Right?
should start it because my mother has been feeding me so well. You guys remember when I was in my house in LA? I was so proud. I posted pictures of myself in bikinis because I
Yeah.
at my pool. Then I came to New York in September, and I've definitely gained like 15 pounds. My mom,
Are you
mom,
sure?
What she does, mom walks behind me and she'd be like, "Tu no come, you don't eat, you don't eat." And I'm like, I'm literally eating every day, all day. You see her come in, she's giving me protein shakes. You need.
Yeah.
She can't stop, won't stop. So, if we want to start, let's start with me. I'm in the worst shape. I need to pull it together. Summer 2021, I am not ready. I'm letting you know now, she is not ready.
Oh my God. And,
She
and the
better
best
get
part
ready.
about this too, the best part about it is that Will posted it talking about himself. He wasn't inviting anybody else. He wasn't hollering.
No.
He didn't hashtag this a challenge. The men themselves made it a challenge because the men themselves think like, well, shoot, I know exactly where you're at. Like, just think about the way a man works. Whereas a woman's mind is so different. A woman would get criticized. Adrian, if you posted that, you might get criticized.
Oh.
You might get some women like cheering you on, but they ain't gonna go post a picture of themselves. Like, it's a whole different world.
I might get women being like, "You sound ridiculous. You look fine. You trying to be anorexic."
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much judgment on so many
But
levels.
when
goes
Lizzo
women
does
versus
it,
men are celebrated.
but when Lizzo does it, you know, people really criticize her, and I think that that's the reason
Terrible.
why women don't do things like this, because we're
Yeah.
just judged differently
true.
And I
than,
love Lizzo.
than
So
men.
true.
Yeah,
That's true.
You know, I mean, we got to get over the judgment and embrace who we are and where we are,
Exactly.
and be okay. But I do commend him because now it's making me want to get in shape. It's like I'm
Yes.
not posting no picture, but I'm joining them. I'm joining Anthony and all of them
Same.
to get in shape.